Next up, we have Resistance by Felt, featured in Osu and Touhou. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Members get early access, artists, I want to collaborate with everybody. I have a whole spiel at the end of the video with all that kind of stuff, so stick around for that. Otherwise, disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see this. Resistance. Let's go. Okay, so we start with a guitar. Sounds like one guitar, giving us some accompaniment, some chords, and accompaniment, by the way, accompaniment being the backing track, you know, giving us a very nice riff. Riff being a contemporary way of doing motifs. Which is mainly for the accompaniment. It's flexible as both accompaniment as lead and lead motif. So it's a riff, it's a motif. Motif being the smallest version of a musical idea, seed essence from which everything else can come from, putting that through an ostinato. Ostinato just means that you repeat something over and over again, and then playing that on a guitar or a bass or a keyboard, something like that, right? So we're having that playing, we're having the drums giving us our initial beat, and then we are having the synth itself giving us our initial motif. Smallest version of our musical idea. Really cool. Let's see where it goes. And there is a piano. And there is a piano arpeggiating some chords. So, arpeggios, when you play, arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time. So let's bring up this. So here is a C major chord, block chord, and arpeggio when you play it one note at a time. Let's see where this goes. Ooh. We change over to a new guitar riff. Now we have the bass doing what the guitar was doing before. The synth is doing a variation of this, and now we're having the guitar giving us a new riff. And again, the cool thing about riffs is that they can be both accompaniment and main melody, and it doesn't really matter. Really cool. Let's see where it goes. And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats, it can be as long as an entire section. And the purpose of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land. How do you do that? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well, or remove as many instruments as you want. Like that's the idea, as long as it's not full silence, and sometimes even silence. But yeah, let's see what it goes. Slow it down. New version of the arpeggios by the piano. It sounds like the piano is doing a reduced version of the motif now, with the arpeggios. So, reduction is something you can do with, is a way you can develop your material in which you speed up whatever it is that you're doing conceptually. So let's say we grab this C major motif, and if we reduce it, we just make it very, very fast, or faster than before. The opposite of reduction is elongation. So yeah. Reduction, speed up, elongation, slow down. Let's see where it goes. Guitar is playing a new motif. A new riff. Nice. And the bass is doing along with this. We have another synth doing another version of the motif. Ooh, off the ramp again. We change the drums a little bit. And so we bring in the synth, giving us a what sounds to be kind of like a polyrhythm of the riff. Man, this is really cool. So a polyrhythm means there's more than one rhythm going on at the same time, usually rhythms that would otherwise clash against one another being done in conjunction. So rhythm, of course, being your use of time and everything. So a polyrhythm that can happen, for example, the most famous one is the 3 versus 2 polyrhythm, where one side is doing two beats, and at the same time the other one is going to be doing 3, 1, 2, and at the same time, once they play it together, that kind of thing. So, sorry, my phone just notified me of something that wasn't important. So yeah, it seems like we're having a little bit of that going on, kind of a polyrhythm where the synth giving us the motif is not 100% matching the rest of the rhythm, and that discrepancy accentuates it very nicely and makes it more pronounced. Let's see where it goes. One of the guitars is now doing parallel to this. Let's see. We get some vocals. The first minute and a half was so we have a song here. So the difference between a song and a piece or a track is that a song has lyrics, it has vocals, and these vocals or lyrics are the driving force of your music, whereas a piece or a track, it's not going to have that. It's going to be more based on the motifs and the individual melodies and the development of all this kind of stuff. Now, the structure of a song is a lot easier to keep up with than that of a piece or a track. Right now, we had an intro, 1 minute and a half, and the intro itself was comprised of many subsections of it, and now we are in verse 1. You can usually tell it's a verse if the vocals are... if you can feel that it's text over music. Like the vocals are not that complex and you're going through a lot of lyrics. The chorus is the other part, is going to be more climactic, the melodies are going to be more catchy, and it's going to be music over text, is usually not going to be sung as much. So with that in mind, let's see where this goes. And the guitar is doing another rhythm right now, another riff, similar to what we've done in some of these over here. And the guitar is doing something super simple, by the way, a very, very simple way of developing material, which is via sequencing. Sequencing is when you start a new version of the motif, just repeating the motif from a different starting point. And with the guitars, you have something very cool, which is the palm muting, which is very common in metal. So if I bring over an electric guitar over here, you will see, let's see, one with a simple design. Here we go. So if we bring up a guitar, you can see, right? We have the lower bridge over here. We have the tuning, the tuning box things, I always forget their name. And what you do is that on this area over here is where you can strum, where you can pick the strings. Strumming is when you play all of them at the same time. Picking is when you pick one individual one, or when you are using a guitar pick. You can strum with a guitar pick, you can pick with a guitar pick. And the way palm muting works is that while you are picking, you take your palm and you press it against this lower bridge over here while you are still picking. So what electric guitars do, what guitarists do in metal, mainly is that you alternate between palm muting and open strings, or like clean strings. Open strings, you're just playing fully. So palm muting and regular picking, you alternate between the two, which gives you a second. If you're using open strings, you're doing the lower palm muting and the upper one being the more melodic one. It gives you two parts of the whole thing that gives you to fill things more. It gives you more variety, that kind of stuff. Back to sequencing, right? So sequencing is something you can do. And basically the palm muting, what it's doing is that it's creating a bass that the melody can bounce back to. It just fills up more time. So let's say we have C major, right? and we can have a little bit of syncopation or like extra rhythm with this over here. Imagine this note here is palm muted, right? So sequencing would be we are doing the same melodic shape just from a different starting point. So let's say here we sequence it one note up, one step up, one step up. And what we can do is that we can add this lower one over here to give us a little bit of grounding of a little bit of a pedal tone, pedal note ostinato kind of thing. So we can do this, right? And it's just going to make it a lot more interesting with that. Of course, right now the guitar is doing that with a more complex melody. I'm just doing this as simple as I can. So let's see where it goes. Okay. So we have added now a second voice to the vocals in what would be called a harmonization or a harmonized melody, which is a type of counterpoint. By the way, this is otherwise known as parallel motion in counterpoint. Counterpoint being the study of melodies, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of having more than one melody at the same time. So the way it works, as I said, parallel motion is one of the three types of motion. We have contrary, we have similar, and we have parallel. Those are the three types of motion that we have. Contrary motion means you have two melodies from different spots in the scales going the opposite way, right? That kind of thing. Similar motion means that mostly the melodies might be going the same direction. They're just not doing the exact same thing, right? So we can have that kind of thing. And then parallel motion means that's the same melodic shape happening just from different points in the scale. The C major one, we have our original. Then we have the parallel playing at the same time. That kind of thing. So we're having that just in the vocals. We're having more layers of vocals happening right now in what I believe is the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus being not quite the chorus, not quite the verse, but it's a very nice in-between section that's smooth, that makes the change a lot more smooth. Let's see where this goes. And there we go. We got the chorus, I think. This could be the chorus. I just want to hear a bit more. So yes, you can see how we changed. So this might be the pre-chorus. That last bit might have been still part of the verse. So yeah, that might have been the last part of the verse. This is going to be the pre-chorus. Then we have changed things over. And yeah, there's several ways that you can do a pre-chorus. One, it's a middle ground between the two, or two, it's a contrast of all three. It's a contrast. It gives you a very, very different one. So there's two main ways for it, right? So we can have the verse, we can have pre-chorus, and then we can have chorus, right? We can have that like that, or we can have verse, then we can have the pre-chorus, and then we can have the chorus. And the objective of bringing a contrast would be to make the distance feeling more and a lot more consequential. So with that, let's go ahead and hear where this goes. This is a Layman-Friendly analysis. Does this make us layman? Maybe. I mean, the point of these analyses is that you don't have to be a musician. You can be a layman. And you can so that you can understand what's happening here for the layman. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Pre-chorus 2? No, it's an extension. Pre-chorus 2? Right after the first pre-chorus? And here we go, chorus 1. That was, okay, I'm gonna count that as just part of the first pre-chorus. So now we've had, let me just redo this. So intro, we had a verse with an extra part over there. Verse 1, pre-chorus 1, which was a two-part thing. And the intro itself was mostly two parts as well. So it seems like each one of these is subdivided into two sub-parts. And now chorus number 1, you can hear that the melodies are a lot more catchy. There's a lot more melody, and it's a lot more climactic. So everything I hear the word Layman spoken reminds me of Portal 2 scenes. Well, there you go. Layman plural was a word? I guess so. I don't know. I can't read, so let's see where this goes. We speed up a little bit to get a little bit more. And second half the chorus now. Very beautiful voice, very beautiful melodies. All right. Now we are in the post-chorus. Yeah, I guess this could be a post-chorus break over here, where we're just getting some instrumentation, probably to build back into the verse. Let's see what it is. And you can hear that palm muting versus the clean liquid string. There we go, verse number 2. Looked it up. The plural of layman is actually lay persons. That's stupid. Laymen. Laymen. That's so stupid. Lay persons, what? Lay people. People of lay. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Lay persons. No. 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 I refuse to acknowledge that. Yeah, I refuse to acknowledge it. No, we're gonna call it layman. There you go. There's the layman, and then there's laymen, plural. Yeah, no, I refuse. I refuse. All right, let's do it. Oh, I forgot the tone. Yep, there we go. Back to verse number 2. And this is part of the verse. This is part of the verse. Probably, yes, Francisco. Yeah, probably. Very beautiful, and I guess we're gonna go into pre-chorus 2. Yep, pre-chorus 2. There we go. Oh! And I just noticed the guitars, the riff that the rhythm guitar is doing right now is very reminiscent to the polyrhythm that we had back here. Very, very reminiscent of that. By the way, I forgot to put the town bribe over here. We have Tapachula. Tapachula. There we go. There we go. All right, anyway. Pre-chorus, and then we have break number 2. This sounds like it's gonna build towards another towards a solo, maybe. So yes, we're having this kind of sounds like a breakdown, not entirely. We're bringing back the piano, doing some of the motifs we did before. Let's see where this goes. Vince, welcome today. How you doing? Okay, we go full prog over here, changing the rhythms. So, based on that polyrhythm that was happening before, we are adjusting to that, and we're taking from there. This is mirror levels of stuff. So yes, we're engaging in polyrhythms, and the cool thing about polyrhythms is that you can then use that secondary rhythm as baseline for the next rhythm that you put in for a rhythmic change. If you want to hear pretty much any band that does this, there are some good bands that do this. Dream Theater, of course, being one of them. There's Haken. They're really good at this. Between the Buried and Me is another really, really good one. There's a bunch more out there, but these I would say are 3 of my favorites when it comes to this kind of stuff. And yeah, the Mirror could be mentioned over here as well. But yeah, by the way, Between the Buried and Me, they made my favorite song is by Between the Buried and Me. If you ever have the time to stomach it, it's called Swim to the Moon. It's 18 minutes long. It's 18 minutes long, and it's my favorite song of all time. I love it. The whole album is incredible. But yeah, Dream Theater, Haken, Between the Bird and Me. There's a bunch more out there that do this kind of stuff. But those three, they have a lot of songs where you will hear those polyrhythms building into other stuff like that. So let's see where this goes. But hell, I do that in one of my songs. I do this to a lesser extent. If you ever listen to my song I Live On, the clean part, the so beautiful part, has this right here, this type of polyrhythm to go back and forth between the two feelings. Yeah, my song I Live On by JRB. Yeah, I have that. That this song does that as well. I just realized. Yeah. I could just show you. I don't get copyrighted for this. So, if I bring this up a little bit. So here we go. Let me see here. So here it is, and a little bit further. Here we go. So you can hear the rhythm. We have this, very similar to what's happening here. We change the rhythm over here. And yeah, that's me singing, by the way. Changing the rhythm again. Polyrhythms. That change in rhythm. And it smoothens up into the final chorus. I just wanted to show you that because I do that as well. I've done that as well. It's so much fun to do. It's such a cool thing to do. By the way, that song is called I Live On by me. It's available on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, all that kind. I very rarely promote my own stuff, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, something like that is happening here as well. Let's see where this goes. This is very Dream Theater-esque, yeah. And we're doing, yep, syncopations. And we bring in this section, very jazzy, with a piano solo. So, once again, everybody, when you have your, when you have this kind of stuff, when you have music, you want to keep a very careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same thing, and you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. The universal exception to this is solos. If you bring a solo, and yeah, this one's very dissonant, it's very jazzy, and it feels very key mashing, which is very much what jazz does. In general, what jazz can be. And right now it seems to be a contrast setter. Like we're setting a strong contrast over here, bringing up the insanity level of this a lot, up until the point of almost breaking. It's a very risky move to bring jazz. Jazz is a risky thing. So let's see, it was probably building up for something else. Let's see. Because we're having the keyboards going absolutely insane with different solos. And there you go! So, as I was saying, solos, the exception is basically you can introduce as much new material as you want, and as long as it sounds cool, you can get away with it. And right now, that was a pretty cool change. Shredded! Oh, harmonized melody there, nice. So now, structurally speaking, from the break, we went to solos. And it seems to be more than one. Multiple sections, multiple subsections here. We now bring a solo. We basically bring a solo for one of the rhythm guitars. It's doing a rhythm kind of as a solo. Also kind of like a post-solo thing. Kind of like an intro for the next section. Pre-chorus 3. To pre-chorus 3. Makes sense. Makes sense because, you know, we had all this time between the pre-chorus and now, so yeah. Yark, welcome back, man. How you doing? How have you been, dude? It's really good to see you. Esidia, welcome to the day. How you doing? So yeah, let's see where this goes. So now we're having this. And we're having the piano polyrhythm there that is now indicating for the guitars. And chorus number 3! Oh, this is beautiful. And you can tell this is the climax of the song right now. Even though we are doing the same, pretty much the same. I mean, there's so much going on. We're doing the same chorus as before, but now we're adding more and more layers to it. And oh boy, does it show. Let's see where it goes. Second run of the chorus, nice. And it's gonna end. Oh, beautiful voice, beautiful melodies. And how are we gonna end this? Yep, final part of the chorus. And we are engaging the outro with a pedal note. So, pedal note or pedal tone, same thing. It just means you're holding a note. That's it. You're just holding the note. And let's see where this goes. Because now it seems like we're onto outro territory. Let's see. Yep, with one last hit of that chorus, holding that note. Let's see. And we have like something in the background kind of sounding like that vocal. Still outro. There you go. It's like vocoder, like vocal box, one of those things like with effects. The voices now have the effects, but we're still doing that final line of the chorus, and we're just holding that last note. Very beautiful way of doing it. Let's see how it is. We bring in the guitars. We change it a little bit. Bring back the piano with some recapitulation. Bass and. How are you gonna end this? And there we go. One last note. I thought a pedal tone was a super low note. Usually it's going to be held in the bass. It's very common for a pedal tone to be held in a bass. It's either going to be held in a bass, it's going to be held up high above. Usually the whole point is it's held. It's held. Otherwise, yeah, if it's just a super low note, that would be the bass note, or that would be the bass line probably. So yeah, we have one more run of that piano arpeggio. Very beautiful initial motif with the bass and the drums doing a little bit more. And then we run that one through and we end it. And there you go. That was Resistance. Felt 21 Fluster Escape audio archives from where is this from? Featured in Osu and Touhou by Felt. What a beautiful song that was, man. That was awesome. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, which is a real possibility, dude. It blows my mind. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I do not take this for granted. I am grateful every single day that I get to do this at all, and that any of you like this to begin with. So, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers there, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also have a member who offered to do a Discord Nitro giveaway, and if you want to offer anything else for it, or if you have any other ideas for me, just let us know. We'll make as much happen as possible. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no outing, no buying followers, nothing like that. You have to instead just no rat behaviors. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. To your online communities, to Reddit, to wherever else you can share videos to. Do that. Use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does. Link down below. Excuse me. Go coordinate with them. Artists, Felt or any other artist on YouTube, if you want to collaborate, I want to collaborate with anybody, anyone. I'm open to collaborations. So if you want my guitar shredding, if you want my Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, or some voice acting or regular singing, or you want help with composition or orchestration, that kind of stuff, just let me know. Reach out. I want to collaborate with people. I want to do stuff. If you're in the audience, if you know any artists that could benefit from any of my skills, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Be cool about it. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a member on YouTube, a paid member on YouTube, regardless of the tier that you're in, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFA. So become a member today. Yes. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you are not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has instructions. If you are on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting songs. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you are not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, linked down below. So if you live in Tapachula and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, linked down below. And, follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the recordings of the gaming after shows when they happen. Link down below. The recordings, you know, they happen on the main stream, on the main channel, on the live stream, and then the recordings get put on there. So link down below, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Resistance Felt. That was absolutely beautiful, dude. That was so good. Really good stuff, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.